Overachievers for week 3. Let's kick it off with the quarterbacks, man. I think I told y'all about the shootout that was going to happen, the Justin Herbert versus Kirk Cousins. I believe I put Kirk Cousins in my top 5 performers for the week this week before it happened. And oh, yes, it happened. Justin Herbert actually ended up outplaying Cousins, throwing for 405 yards and 3 TDs, was the number 1 quarterback in week 3 in scoring. But Kirk Cousins, like I said, was going to have to, I know they were going to be trailing. I know he was going to have to keep up in points, man. So Kirk Cousins did end up being the number 3 or 4 overall quarterback, depending on your scoring this week. He threw for 365 and 3 touchdowns. I believe I said he was going to go for 350 and 4. So I was 1 TD off, but hey, I'm not perfect. No one is. So yeah, our first overachiever is going to be Justin Herbert. Second overachiever. When it comes to overachievers, I can't always get the top 10 guys, man. You got to go down and grab somebody that was on the waiver wire and nobody owns and nobody started. Yeah. Andy Dalton filling in for the rookie that's hurt right now. The rookie has an ankle injury going on over there in Carolina, man. Your boy Andy Dalton is a very, very serviceable backup quarterback. Man, Andy Dalton came in as the number 7 quarterback on the week. That's right, throwing up 361 yards and 2 TDs, man. Shots out to Andy Dalton, man, doing his thing over there in Carolina, man. Really had Adam Thielen looking like he was in Minnesota in 2015. Oh, yeah, I said it. So we're going to go straight to, that's right, Adam Thielen. First receiver off my board for overachievers this week. And Adam Thielen is owned in 47% of leagues, meaning he's out there in more than half of your leagues. You're going to see him on your waiver wire. Man went off for 11 receptions, 145 yards and a TD. He had a great game last week. It's looking like he's starting to get that continuity going on with the offense, man. It seems like he's settling in real good. If you ain't got Adam Thielen and you got receiver problems, you need to go get him. If you don't have receiver problems, you need to go get him and get him on your bench. You never know when somebody's going to get hurt. It's any given Sunday. Number 4 off of my board for overachievers is going to be Tank Dell. That's right. 2 weeks in a row, Tank has a big game. He's here to stay. 32% owned. In week 2, he had 7 receptions for 72 yards and a TD. He comes back with 5 receptions for 145 and another TD. Only owned in 32% of leagues. That means you're going to catch him in 7. If you're in 10 fantasy leagues, you're going to catch him on the waiver wire in 7. Put him on your waiver wire list. You're best to go get him. So number 1 running back off the board, man, for this week. Nobody knew it was going to happen. This guy is owned in 41% of Yahoo leagues right now, meaning he's on the waiver wire in 6 out of 10. That boy over there in Miami, the rookie Achane, went off, slap off, 18 rushes, 203 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 receptions for 30 yards and another touchdown. I believe he had 4 touchdowns total, 2 through the air, 2 on the ground. I mean, go get him off your waiver wires now. He's hot. He's on the press. You got to get him. Now, with that said, you guys have to temper expectations. That game is not going to ever happen again. And if it does, it could be years and years and years down the road, something like that to happen. He's still the number 2 in the pecking order. Raheem Mostert had a huge game. Raheem Mostert is the number 1 running back in Miami, so don't get it twisted and think you're going to be starting Aiken every week and he'd be throwing up 200-plus yard games. It's not happening. I'm saying maybe 10 touches, 12 touches a game I see for him because, once Tua get that passing game going and Waddle's back, that's going to take away a lot of targets from that young man. However, if Mostert gets hurt, now you guys are looking like geniuses. You see where I'm going with this. Number 4, well, he was number 4 overall this week, Zach Moss. Jonathan Taylor, we don't even need you. Trade him. We got Zach Moss throwing up 2 big games in a row. This guy is a beast. He's getting 30 touches a game. There is nobody behind him. Zach Moss is toting that pill. He's feeling good. He's looking good. And he is also on your waiver wire. And if he is not, you might want to try to trade for him right now. He's not going nowhere. I believe in some Zach Moss right now. I got him in a lot of leagues. Picked him up before he blew up. And that's the name of the game, man. Pick them up before they blow up. Another running back coming off the list. Obviously, I mean, I know he was already forecasted to have a great game, but we got to scream out Raheem Mostert. We already talked about him. 13 carries, 82 yards, 3 TDs on the ground, and then went for 7 receptions for 60 yards and a tud. 4 TDs out of Mostert. He was the number 2 running back this week. So you had both Miami running backs going 1 and 2. Again, it's not going to happen again for a long time. It may, but quote me, it won't happen this season. Our last receiver off the board for overachievers was Courtland Sutton. Everybody thought once Jared Jeudy was back, Courtland Sutton's production would go down. Courtland's production has went up in these past 2 games that Jared Jeudy's been back. 8 receptions this week, 91 yards and a touchdown. Get you some Courtland Sutton. That was about the only bright spot in Denver this week. Also Mims Jr., the receiver. Go grab him. He's explosive and he's making a splash. He also had a return touchdown. I believe it was about 65-yard return touchdown in that game as well. One of the bright spots, if there was any. Then we're going to go to tight ends. Tight ends, man. Nobody seems Sam Laporta about to throw up 8 receptions and 84 yards and a touch. He was the number 1 tight end this week in fantasy points. And also a sleeper, Pharaoh Brown. Now, I'm not saying go out and get Pharaoh Brown because he's not going to do this again, more than likely. He had 2 receptions, 71 yards and a touchdown. That means a lot of luck added to that, to those stats, man. So I'm not saying go out and get him. All I'm saying is he was an overachiever this week for tight ends. I believe he ended up number 3 overall in tight end scoring. Could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. So there are your overachievers for week 3. Check us out on YouTube, like and subscribe. And then come check us out for our unders who underachieved this week. We're going to get to that soon. Hot Soup Fantasy Football. I'll see you in a minute.